Remember when you used to dream. Not just vague daydreams, but real, wild, heart-racing dreams. Back before life told you to tone it down. Before the world convinced you to settle for less. That part of you isn't gone. It's just quiet. Waiting. If you stick with me to the end of this video, I'll show you exactly how to bring that dreamer back and finally feel awake again. Truly alive. See, most people don't even realize when they stop dreaming. It doesn't happen with a big crash. It happens in the spaces between life's little letdowns, the missed chances, the betrayals that didn't feel big enough to complain about. The constant grind of being grown up. Eventually, you trade in wonder for a routine. Something quieter, something that asks less of you, and over time, gives less back. You tell yourself this is just how it is, and maybe you get really good at surviving. But deep down, you know you're not living. Carl Jung, the famous psychologist, called this one of life's quiet tragedies. He believed each of us lives two lives, the one we're handed and the one we're meant to create. That first one? It's all rules and expectations and other people's voices. But the second one? That's the one born of dreams, imagination, and childhood wonder. When we lose that second life, when we disconnect from it, something inside goes numb. You can hit every milestone society hands you and still feel hollow, because the success doesn't touch the part of you that was made to dream. And how do we lose it? Sometimes it's slow. Death by 1,000, maybe laters. A quiet, "I'll try next year." A forced smile when your heart wanted to scream. Other times, it's a crash, a betrayal, a breakup, a failure that hits too hard. Someone you trusted says, "Don't be stupid," and suddenly you believe them. So you bury it. You stop talking about your biggest dreams, even to yourself. You lock them away, deep down. Because dreaming feels dangerous, childish, naive. And the world? It calls that growing up. But Jung would have said, no, that's forgetting who you are. And here's the thing, dreams don't die. They just go quiet. They wait. You might ignore them for years, but then a moment sneaks in. A sunset. A song. A quiet night where everything goes still. And something inside you whispers, "Is this all there is?" You can drown that voice in work, social media, Netflix, or numbing smiles. But it's still there. That ache? That hunger? It's not weakness. It's your soul trying to wake you up. Jung believed that kind of longing wasn't a problem. It was the beginning of rebirth. That pain you feel when you remember what you used to love, that's proof your spirit's still kicking. It's the difference between someone who's sleepwalking and someone who's slowly finding their way back home. Because the dreamer in you didn't disappear. They're still there, just waiting for you to remember. So pause for a second. Think back. What lit you up before the world taught you to be practical? What did you love before fear and judgment and rejection took the wheel? Most people try to avoid those questions, but the brave ones, they follow them home. Look around. The world's full of people who've forgotten how to dream. You can see it in their eyes, tired, distracted, always halfway somewhere else. They trade their time for comfort, and they call it being responsible. They nod, they smile, they do what's expected. But under the surface, there's grief. A quiet knowing that something important got left behind. Why do most people stay stuck in that sleepwalk? Because it's safer. Dreaming means hoping, and hope means risk. Risk of failure, of heartbreak, of looking foolish. It's easier to bury your wildness than to want something you might not get. Easier to laugh at dreamers than admit your own dreams are gathering dust. But let's be real. The cost of playing it safe is high. That safety? It comes at the price of feeling alive. Carl Jung warned us, when we shut down our inner world, it doesn't vanish. It just turns inward. It shows up as anxiety, restlessness, burnout, resentment. You don't feel sad, you feel numb. Like life has lost its color. That's not just random. That's your spirit waving a flare, saying, "Hey, don't forget me." And here's why this matters. Not just for you, but for everyone around you. The world needs your dreamer. Because when you come alive, you light the way for others too. You remind people that something more is possible, that there's still magic, even when things are hard. And no, you don't have to quit your job, move to Bali, or write a best-selling novel. You just have to remember how to feel again. To be the dreamer again doesn't mean pretending nothing's changed. It means reclaiming the courage to imagine again, even after disappointment. It means letting yourself want more, even if you've been told not to. And you will be told not to. The world is really good at shaming wonder. It'll hand you 1,000 reasons to stay small. Stay practical, keep your head down. But at some point, you get to say, enough. Jung believed that transformation is possible at any age. He once said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. And part of that? It means accepting the parts you've hidden, the parts that didn't fit in, the passions that made you feel weird or too much. It also means forgiving yourself for the years you spent asleep. Because those years weren't wasted. They were preparing you for now. The dreamer inside you isn't foolish. It's not immature. It's actually the wisest part of you. It's the part that sees beauty even when things are messy. It's the voice that whispers, try again. It's the eyes that catch wonder in small, quiet moments. It's the heart that won't stop aching for more. If you want to feel alive again, here's what you need to know. You have to risk being misunderstood. You have to choose curiosity over routine, hope over cynicism, your truth over someone else's approval. Most people won't go back for their dreams, but you can. The first step? Remember what you've lost and believe just a little that it's not too late. In the next few moments, we'll talk about how to find that dreamer again and the real steps to waking them up for good. But for now, if something in you stirred while watching this, drop it in the comments. What do you miss most about your old dreams? And if you're ready to keep going with me, if you're ready to remember who you were and who you still could be, hit subscribe. This next part, it's where things really begin. From the moment you're little, the world starts shaping you. It doesn't always mean to, but it does, through subtle lessons. A parent says, be realistic. A teacher praises you more for coloring inside the lines than for imagining something new. A friend laughs when you share your wildest ideas. And even total strangers chip in, telling you how to dress, how to talk, how to behave. It's like the world hands you a mold, and little by little, you learn to shrink yourself to fit it. Some people start forgetting their dreams early. Maybe you saw the adults around you give up their passions in exchange for stable jobs. Maybe you learned it was safer to stay quiet than to share your weirdest ideas. Or maybe you fell in love with something, music, stories, helping others, and someone told you, that's not practical. So, you hid it. You learned how to survive by dimming your brightest parts. But here's the twist. Those parts don't disappear. They wait. And while they wait, they stir up a kind of restlessness that never fully goes away. You feel like something's missing, but you can't quite put your finger on it. So you try to fill the gap with success, approval, busyness. But the ache lingers. Carl Jung saw this as one of the biggest dangers of modern life, mistaking comfort for purpose. He said we become disconnected from ourselves when we chase sameness. And in doing so, we lose something essential. We wear masks that make us seem responsible, likable, together. We laugh at the right jokes, say the right things, scroll through the right posts, all while the real use hides underneath. The mask protects you, but it also isolates you. And eventually, that mask becomes too heavy. That's when people hit a wall. It might look like a crisis, getting laid off, going through a breakup, facing illness. Or it might just be a quiet moment, waking up and thinking, I don't know who I am anymore. That's the turning point. It's painful, but it's also a door. Because underneath the mask, the dreamer is still there, still alive, still waiting. And when you finally hear that small voice again, something shifts. Now, let's be honest. taking the mask off is scary. It means showing up real. It means risking judgment, rejection, even walking alone for a while. But that's also how you start to find yourself again, beneath all the layers of should, must, and can't. Jung once wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And that starts by listening. Listening to the quiet voice you buried. The one that speaks through the things that still light you up. The hobbies you abandoned. The dreams you stopped naming. The curiosity that won't leave you alone. Sometimes it speaks through memories, like a flash of childhood joy. Sometimes it shows up as frustration, boredom, or the quiet thought, "There has to be more than this." Most people drown that voice out. They stay busy. They double down on routine. They chase the next milestone. But Jung believed your soul won't stop trying. It'll keep sending signals until you finally start to pay attention. And once you do, that voice gets louder, and so does your sense of who you used to be, before the world told you to fit in. Here's something powerful you can try, right now. Find a quiet space. Sit with yourself, no distractions, no scrolling, no pretending, and ask this simple question. What did I once love before I learned to be afraid? What filled your chest with light before anyone told you it was silly? Before you were taught to choose security over wonder? Write down what comes. Don't filter it. Don't analyze it. Whether it's painting dragons or building tree forts or dreaming of exploring other planets, write it. Your dreamer doesn't speak in logic. It speaks in honesty. To live fully again, you have to make space for dreams that don't always make sense. And here's the hardest part. Letting go of the version of yourself you built for everyone else. The one who always played it safe. The one who followed the rules, smiled politely, and did what was expected. That version of you? It was necessary at one point. It got you through. It helped you survive. But it's not who you're meant to be forever. The dreamer doesn't care about being safe or liked. The dreamer cares about freedom, meaning, joy. The dreamer is the part of you that's willing to risk embarrassment, failure, or even heartbreak for the chance to feel truly alive. Letting go is a process. It might mean saying no to things you once clung to for comfort. It might mean stepping outside roles people expect you to keep playing. It might mean standing in your truth, even if your voice shakes. But each time you choose your own voice, over fear, over habit, over approval, you move closer to the life you were born to live. Carl Jung didn't believe the real danger was failing at your dreams. He believed the danger was never trying at all. He wrote, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." Think about that. You're not the disappointments, not the lost years, not the rejections or the roles you played just to be accepted. You are what you choose next, and what if you chose to become again? Most people gave up on becoming a long time ago. They settled. They stopped reaching. But that doesn't have to be your story. You have a rare chance to reclaim the person you left behind, to become the one you always felt stirring beneath the surface. And by doing so, to remind others that it's possible. Because something amazing happens when you start living as the dreamer again. People feel it. They may not understand it, but they'll notice. You'll glow a little brighter. You'll move with more conviction. There's a kind of quiet electricity in someone who's connected to wonder again. And some people will be drawn to that. They'll feel your freedom and be inspired by it. Others, they might pull away. Not everyone's ready to remember their own dreams. Some will be threatened by your courage to live out loud. And that's okay. Not everyone is meant to go with you, because the more you live as a dreamer, the more you become a mirror, a reminder, a challenge. Your life becomes living proof. It's never too late to remember who you are. Every time you choose your dreamer, you step further out of the shadows of routine and deeper into the light of your own life. And that hunger you used to feel, that ache for something more, it starts to shift. It becomes purpose, a quiet knowing that you're on the right path, even if it's a little uncertain. And as you keep showing up honestly, messily, with your full heart, you begin to find others doing the same. You're not alone in this. You start attracting people who see you, not the mask, not the role, but the spark underneath. People who are also waking up. People who have stopped asking, "What do I have to do?" and started asking, "Who do I want to be?" That's how a new kind of community is built, not based on appearances or chasing status, but on shared courage, shared longing, shared truth. So share your dreams, even the awkward ones, even the ones that feel too big or too small. Tell them to people who light up when you speak. Create things together. Encourage each other when the world tries to dim your fire. The more you surround yourself with people who believe in becoming, the stronger your own dreamer grows. Together, you form something powerful, living proof that life doesn't have to be gray, that the story isn't over, because living as a dreamer isn't about escaping reality. It's about expanding it. It's about asking new questions. What do I want to feel? What makes me come alive? What if I stopped asking for permission? You don't need a full plan. You just need the next step. That one flicker of curiosity, that tiny yes, that stubborn belief that something more is possible. And as you keep following that thread, little by little, you start to rewrite your story. You move from existing to living. Carl Jung believed that true wholeness doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from integration, from welcoming all the parts of yourself, even the ones you were taught to hide. Your dreamer isn't some childish leftover. It's essential. It's what keeps your soul soft, your heart open, your eyes alert to beauty. So let it grow, let it lead. You don't have to go back to who you used to be. That's not the goal. Instead, you let the dreamer you once were help you become someone braver, someone deeper, someone fully alive. And if you're still watching, there's something in you that wants that. So I'll ask you, what's one dream you're ready to bring back? Drop it in the comments, whatever it is. Say it out loud. Claim it. And if you want more of this kind of space, more reminders, more tools, more people who get it, subscribe. Because this isn't a one-time inspiration. It's a way of living, a practice, a rhythm, a remembering. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You just need to begin, right here, right now. The dreamer is ready, and so are you.